Hey everybody, mel0n here. Welcome back to another video. Don't mind my hair. I know I look like a character from Greece. My hair was like poofing up like crazy today for some reason. I could not get it to go down, so I decided to take a shower to try and like mat it down. And I went from looking like a character out of a Dragon Ball Z film to now the star of Greece. So I'm just chalking up the hair today because I just can't control it. So here we are. But anyways, today we're going to be taking a look at another set of new grips from X-Raypad. We are going to be taking a look at the Gecko Grips 2.0s. Now I've talked at length already on the channel about X-Raypad's grips. I covered the Cicada Wing 1.0 and 2.0s, and those were both extreme standouts in my opinion. They were exceptionally good grips that had really good longevity and performance longevity, and they were, in my opinion, the best grip tape you could buy last year. They just had exceptionally good performance, and now X-Raypad is starting off 2024 with a brand new version of these grips called the Gecko Grips 2.0. Now, according to X-Raypad's marketing, these combine the strengths of the Cicada Wing grips with the strengths of the Gecko Grips. But today is just going to be a quick unboxing and first impressions. Now, before we get into it, I did want to quickly preface this by saying that X-Raypad was kind enough to send out the Gecko Grips 2.0 for me to take a look at, so thank you very much to them for doing so. Now, as always with videos in this channel, I will give you an unbiased opinion of everything you see on the channel here, regardless if it's good or bad. I will tell you guys the truth, regardless of my affiliation or a free product from my brand or a manufacturer. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's first talk about what's changed with these Gecko Grips 2.0s, and then we'll get right into the unboxing. So the Gecko Grips 2.0 are on sale for $13.99 USD on X-Raypad's website. Now, just as we've seen with a lot of other products on X-Raypad's website, you can find them for a lot cheaper. They are often found on sale for around $7.99 USD if you buy directly from them, as opposed to a third-party retailer. Now, there are a variety of pre-cut sets and universal sets, as we've previously seen with X-Raypad's products. Now, I will say, just because they just recently released, there is not as many pre-cuts available right now, but they will most likely be adding a lot more down the line. Now, today we're going to be looking at the universal set. These sets are available in both pink and black. There is no white colorway this time, which honestly I'm happy to see, because white grips are never a good idea because they get sweaty and they discolor very quickly. But let's go ahead and unbox these and see how they compare. Alrighty, so here we have the brand new Gecko Grip set. Now, X-Raypad was kind enough to send out both the black and pink version, so thank you very much to them for doing so. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unbox. Let me see. Let's do the pink version for today. Now, so far the unboxing looks to be identical as we've seen on the previous Cicada Wing grip, so we'll go ahead and pull this little paper tab off here. Nice and easy. I love the paper packaging they've been doing lately. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So this looks great from X-Raypad here. We have the Gecko, look, a little Gecko logo there. And then we have a set of 2 alcohol pads, which is lovely to see. We have a brief little installation guide. Nice to see that as well. And we have the new grips themselves, and they're in this kind of like matte paper plasticky bag here. So now they're out of the packaging. Here are the new Gecko Grips 2.0s. Now, to the surface, the texturing looks very similar to what we saw on the Cicada Wing 2.0s. I'd probably say almost 1 for 1. You do definitely feel the thickness as a difference, but they do feel quite similar actually in terms of how they feel to the hand. Now, I have a couple old pieces from the original sets here as well, so just to give you guys kind of a visual comparison. So these are the X-Raypad Cicada Wing 1.0s, and these are the Geckos, so obviously there's a textural difference. They're a lot thinner. And then these are the Cicada Wing 2.0s, and the texturing seems very similar between the 2.0s and the Geckos, which is interesting to see. So again, does have the same kind of texture we saw on the Cicada Wing 2.0s, which is a great thing to see, but they're a little thicker as you can see from the sides. But to the hand, they feel very similar in terms of performance. Now, one thing I will say right off the top, because these grips are a little thicker, I do notice that you can press into these grips a little more than you could with the Cicada Wing 2.0s, which does give these kind of a nice extra bit of grip to them now, where you can kind of force your finger into them to get a little more adhesion than you could on the thinner grips, which is a really nice change. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put these on my Pulsar X2H. I feel like that'd be a nice color combination with the pink and white grips. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and prep this for that. So you can use the included alcohol wipes just to go ahead and wipe off your mouse, just to make sure there's nothing on there like grease or any kind of moisture from your hands that would affect the gripability of the mouse. Give it a good wipe. And then before you apply the grips, make sure you obviously remove wait for all this to evaporate off before you do so. So I'll let that sit there for a minute. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier that I really like about the packaging here, just like we saw with the X-Raypad Cicada Wing 2.0s, you can reuse this as like an extra packaging for the grips as well, which is again a really nice feature to see. This is what I did with my 1.0, so it's great to see this feature back here on the Gecko Grips. Alrighty, I've gone ahead and I've installed the grips on my X2H, and I must say these feel fantastic. fantastic. I love the way these feel. They do feel stickier than the Cicada Wing 2.0s, and this added thickness you can see on the side of the grips really does give a lot more anchoring, where you can kind of press into them a lot more than you could with the thinner grips. Again, it's only a 10mm difference, but I can definitely feel a difference in how I can hold them. But these do feel fantastic. Now, one thing I will note, because they are a little thicker, I did notice that if you're putting them on rounded surfaces like the back of a mouse, like here on the X2H, they do have a tendency to wrinkle a little bit here. But on the plus side, I did remove and reapply both this piece and these pieces multiple times to get them to try and get them to center, and I obviously did that horribly wrong because they're not even close to centered. But regardless, I was able to do that, and there was no warping on the sides of them either, which is really impressive, because that is one downside that was on the original Cicada Wing grips that is not here on the Gecko 2.0s. So that's awesome to see. I'll probably remove these a couple more times to see if they have warp again, but so far so good. The adhesive quality on the bottom feels really solid as well. The grips don't feel like they're going to slip around anywhere. I never had a problem with the adhesion on the original Cicada Wing grips, but it's nice to see the same thing here on the Gecko 2.0s. And overall, these just feel very, very, very solid. I have no complaints. Now, one thing again I really did want to highlight is that these extra pieces that are included is a really great change from X-Raypad. Previously speaking, we saw these kind of little tiny hexes, and there was only a couple squares, and there just wasn't that many pieces. Whereas on these ones, there is so much of the pieces that actually matter, because these are all just pieces I really just never ended up using just because I didn't really need them. Whereas these ones, I'm going to use pretty much every single one of these on every mouse I have. So this is a really nice thing to see from X-Raypad. That's great to see the community feedback has changed that, and I'm really happy to see that on the Gecko Grips 2.0 here. All right, but that is pretty much everything for my quick unboxing and first impressions of the X-Raypad Gecko Grips 2.0. These are really impressive. I'm actually kind of flabbergasted. The fact that I could pick up this mouse by literally just holding onto the front contact pad, like I'm not even holding onto the back contact pad. The fact that I could pick this mouse up like this is insane. Like, this is wild. I honestly can't believe how good these grips are. I'm very impressed. I don't know how X-Raypad keeps making such good grip tape, because the Cicada Wing 1.0s were amazing, the 2.0s were even better, and now we have these Gecko grips that are just so much better. It's crazy. Obviously, we'll have to see how they perform over time, but so far I'm very impressed with these Gecko grips. X-Raypad has done a fantastic job with these again. As always, stay tuned for a much more in-depth review of these grips coming out in a couple weeks. I want to do some long-term performance testing on these to see if they perform the same as the Cicada Wings in terms of long-term durability, and see if this insanely good performance holds up, because I just don't understand how this is possible, but here we are. It is what it is. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Again, get subscribed so you don't miss the full review of the Gecko Grips coming out in a couple weeks. Thank you again to X-Raypad for sending this out for me to take a look at. I greatly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.